Could we be receiving our next DLC in October? Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, I would like to discuss how we could actually be seeing our next DLC come earlier than we expected. As many of you guys know, the Marine Species Pack has been our longest wait for a DLC yet, even longer than the period from the Malta DLC to the Feathered Species Pack. Really do want to offer a way how we could fix this problem and how the DLC release schedule could actually go back to normal. The previously established DLC release schedule: a species pack in March, an expansion in June, a species pack in September, and then finally an expansion in December. But this year, we broke that. We did receive our species pack for March, may I add, at the very last day of March, and almost bled into April. But we've been waiting a long time for the marine species pack. We've waited literally 133 days, which is around 4.5 months. This is an incredibly long period of time, even longer than the Malta DLC to the Feather DLC, which was around 112 days, which even then is longer than our average amount of wait time between DLCs. The average DLC wait time usually is around 90 days, which has been kept true until we receive the Feathered Species Pack. From the early Cretaceous pack to the Malta DLC to everything in between, we waited around 89 days, which could be rounded up to 90 days between Species Pack. But the amount of time we've waited between the Malta DLC and the Marine Species Pack was 245 days. And we've only received, not including the Malta DLC, we only received 2 DLC, which is a very long amount of time to wait for a DLC. But this also comes with a problem. As I previously mentioned, the previous release schedule was that we would get a DLC in September and then an expansion in December. But as we're getting a DLC in August, many people now believe that we could be waiting all the way until December for another DLC. If this were to occur, we would wait around 120 days to receive our next DLC, which probably would be an expansion. This would be longer than the wait time for the Feather DLC, but shorter than the Marine DLC. But it's still longer than our average of 90 days by around a month. This would not please a lot of people, but I would like to offer a solution to this so we could receive still a December DLC, but we could still come back to our previously established DLC release schedule and make up for that lost DLC we never got in June, an October DLC. Now, let's say theoretically, we did receive a December DLC. The amount of time between the Malta and December DLC would be around 370 days to only have 3 DLCs. And doing the math, 90 times 4 is 360. But if we add an October DLC, this could fix our problem and actually make people really happy and bring back the original DLC release schedule. Now, the reason I do believe we will be receiving an October DLC is because, including August, we have 5 months left in this year: August, September, October, November, and December. I do definitely believe we will still be getting it in December, but we would have 3 months in between DLCs, which is 1 month over our normal 2 month wait. But if we were to include an October DLC in between that, we would actually be able to fix our DLC release schedule. Let's say theoretically we receive an October DLC. Our average wait time between the October DLC and the Marine DLC would be around 60 days. Now, an October DLC to a December DLC would also be 60 days. Now, if we grab our original value of 370 and minus that by the amount of DLC we've had and the amount of time we wait, which would be 270, then we would be left with 99 extra days, which would be a perfect amount of time for a DLC, as we usually wait 90 days for a DLC. An October DLC could fix this problem. But before we continue, I would like to note that this is not 100% confirmed by Frontier or anyone else. This is just my thoughts on what this could happen, and this theory is entirely backed up by mathematics and previously established patterns, which could easily be broken. But let's continue. But now that we've established why and how we could get an October DLC, let's establish what the October and December DLC could be. Now, I definitely do think the October DLC could be anything, but I definitely do believe we'll be getting a novel or anniversary expansion in December. This could include the Microceratus, which we've been waiting for ever since last year. And this would be a perfect time to add it and also celebrate the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary that occurred this year. An anniversary DLC could come with a lot of different things. The Microceratus, we would receive probably other novel species, such as the Segisaurus, Hadrosaurus, and maybe Ornitholestes and others. We could also receive brand new Jurassic Park buildings and a brand new campaign to make up for what we've lost. This DLC has a lot of potential, and I've actually made a video on this before if you guys want to click on it at the top right of the card, but only after you've watched this video. Now, for October, I definitely do think that the possibilities could vary. One possibility is that we could be getting a Cenozoic DLC, which I did discuss in my previous video. But honestly, I do believe we'll be getting a hybrid DLC for October. This would give us the perfect time to add in the Spinoceratops and possibly bring back the Jurassic World Evolution 1 hybrids. We could be receiving Spinoraptor, Oncolodicus, Stegoceratops, and Spinoceratops sold to us again, which I know would annoy some people that we would have to pay again for these species. Or Frontier could make some brand new hybrids and include those three with the Spinoceratops and give us the Jurassic World Evolution 1 hybrids back for free in this potential free update. This would probably make a little bit of people mad, as not a lot of people like hybrids, but with the December DLC coming in around 1.5 months after that, this would actually be a perfect time to add a hybrid pack. Now, another possibility is that we could be receiving the double DLC in November. The amount of time between August and November is actually 90 days, which could also be a very big possibility that we could be seeing two DLCs, a species pack and then an expansion. This would actually be able to also work and would probably allow us to go back to our release schedule, but we would probably have to wait around 4 months again to receive our next DLC back in March. People would probably be happy and probably accept that we would have to wait 4 months for our next DLC as we got two DLCs. But I definitely do like the format of having a species pack in October and then an expansion in December, which would even out the amount of time we've waited for every single DLC so far. But let me know what you guys think. Could we be seeing our next DLC even sooner than we think? Do you think we could be getting a double DLC in November? And what if we do? What DLC would you guys think this would be? Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.